I've got it! We're gonna bring back the Nintendo World Championships. It'll be the first time we've done it in 25 years, and I'm gonna compete!
Reggie, you can't be in the tournament. You're Reggie. You work for Nintendo.
Not anymore!
This is Reggie Fils. He was the president and CEO of Nintendo of America from 2006 to 2019. Throughout this time, Reggie gained celebrity status thanks to his theatrical antics and apparent love for games and the community. In 2014, Reggie challenged Hungrybox, one of the most famous Smash players in the whole world, to a 1v1 in Smash 4.
But my opportunity is coming with Smash on 3DS. Because now I'm going to play it on the go. I'm going to be able to come back up next time and kick your ass.
It all sounded like fun and games, but 1 year later, Nintendo actually delivered. They organized the whole thing. They flew Hungrybox over and they had him fight Reggie. This is a brief summary of how it went. Hungrybox was using Jigglypuff and Reggie was using Ryu, the, at the time, brand new DLC character. Naturally, HBox won, but not because he was good, but because we could tell that Reggie had never touched a controller in his life. He didn't know how to recover, he couldn't jump or press up B, he just fell into the blast zone every time. This game made me sick. Now, whenever this topic comes up, my friends make fun of me. They reply things like, dude, chill, you're only thinking that because you play competitively. He is the CEO of Nintendo, not a professional gamer. Of course he was gonna lose. But these people don't get me. I don't think their fight was nauseating because Reggie lost. Of course I didn't think he was gonna beat Hungrybox. I didn't even think he was gonna be any good, but I was expecting him to at least know the buttons. If you're challenging Magnus Carlsen to a game of chess for marketing purposes, you don't have to be any good, but I would expect you to at least know that the horse moves in L-shape. When Mr. Beast invited world-class talent like Cristiano Ronaldo, Tom Brady, and Bryce Harper to compete against regular people, their opponents were at least familiar with the discipline. Otherwise, it would have been disrespectful to his audience and maybe even to the athletes as well. I know Hungrybox must have felt it in some way. After the fight, he famously said to Reggie that despite him being the president of Nintendo, he sucks at Smash Bros.
For being the president of Nintendo, you suck at Smash Bros.
But what really stuck with me was Reggie's reply.
So I spend 16 hours a day running a company. You spend 16 hours a day playing Smash. So.
The fine print is clear. While you spend your time playing video games, I am running a company. I have a legacy. You are wasting your time. The point of all of this is the contrast. For the longest time, this contributed to me thinking that the time to really play video games was long gone, was back when I was in high school or maybe in the future after retirement. That games did not belong in the grind as an adult and that they would distract me from my real goals, that they're just a waste of time. Enters Elon Musk, a billionaire with 3 companies bigger than Nintendo, and when he's not designing rockets or, he's taking a break from reinventing transportation, he is grinding at Diablo 4. And he doesn't just play the game. It's not that he's just competent at it. He is top 20. It's safe to say that he has been at some point ranked first in the world. He is top 20 or better, one of the best at a very competitive and hard game. Recently, they did an episode of the Joe Rogan Experience where they talk about Elon's ranking, the many advantages that playing video games bring to a variety of careers, including better reflexes for athletes, sharper dexterity for surgeons, etc. The conversation was great. I can't recommend the episode enough. However, here is my favorite part.
If I play a video game on extreme difficulty, then I have to concentrate fully on the game, and it has a calming effect.
Yeah.
It sort of chills down. I mean, you mentioned, I think, and many people like if you play martial arts or you play pool, like something that forces you. It's like I think anything that forces you to concentrate fully, actually has a calming effect.
The most famous entrepreneur in the world, a really, really busy man, rests by playing video games. He claims that focusing on performing a difficult task actually improves that focus and has a calming effect to it. Far from being a waste of time, these so-called distractions can be powerful tools for creativity and sustained productivity. In other words, resting and distracting yourself is beneficial when approached with balance and intention. In a previous video, I briefly mentioned how I can enjoy distractions whenever I have something pending. Stuff like watching Netflix or playing video games will literally make me feel guilty and it will ruin the session. This, for lack of a better word, sense of responsibility expanded or extended to other hobbies to the point that I wasn't doing any of them. I had stopped for quite some time. About 4 years ago, I was working at a company that was growing quite fast. They were on the verge of transitioning from a small company to a medium one. So we were getting a lot of clients, we were closing a lot of them, and all of it in a very short period of time. In consequence, some of us had to work considerably over our capacity for several weeks until the new recruits come in. Needless to say, it was extremely stressful. I was starting to understand all the corporate adult memes where all you do is go to work and then just go to sleep. Also, it was my first time working in such a corporate format, and since I had no context, I was convinced that stress vomiting on a Thursday because of work was normal, that I just needed to man up a little and get used to this disgusting, nauseating rhythm. Additionally, we all live in a world that glorifies constant busyness, so some of my coworkers will often wear their exhaustion as a badge of honor, and this culture furthered my belief that rest was synonymous of laziness. But thankfully, after gaining some experience, changing jobs, and receiving some much needed feedback, here is what I've learned. The so-called promise of constantly performing at 100% of your capacity every day, giving it your all at work every day, is unsustainable. It doesn't exist. I mean, sure, there are times, days, tasks that will require your full focus and time. We all have those days, but distractions like painting, playing music, practicing sports will allow you to make those weeks manageable. They are just as important as a good night's sleep. They help you overcome creative blocks, sharpen your decision making, cool you down, etc. There are dozens of studies that have researched the positive effects that these activities have on us. From the role of distraction in productivity to how games are sometimes compared to a form of meditation. I will leave you some of them in the description below for you to take a look if you're interested, but I didn't make this video just for me to read them to you. I made this video because Elon is a beast and I want to talk about it. Love him or hate him, you can't argue against the fact that he knows how to make money. His multiple accomplishments speak for themselves. He's also famous for his motivational speeches, discipline, and strict morning routine. It's the kind of morning routine that you would expect from a hardworking entrepreneur, which makes me wonder where the f does this guy gets the time to play? It is one thing to play the story mode of The Last of Us casually whenever you have free time, and a whole different thing to play competitively or ranked. I play my fair share of competitive games, and although I'm quite decent at them, I'm not even close to being the best at my region, and much less the world. If you don't play competitively, let me tell you, practicing and competing against other people takes thousands of hours. And this guy is ranked first in both Diablo and in life. So yes, Elon, for being a gamer and staying meta relevant in such a difficult game, I take off my hat. And for doing all of that while also being the richest man in the world, I take off my panties. The man is a monster. Or at least, so I thought. Just yesterday, literally the day I thought this video was finished, I see this video on my feed.
Kind of noobs at the game do this. I don't even think Elon Musk has done the campaign, honestly. Like, just based on what I'm seeing in terms of the gameplay. His settings on the map transparency are turned on by default. His life values are turned on. All these basic settings that anyone in the top 100 would do, he is not doing.
So apparently Elon has been grinding Path of Exile 2, which is another PC game. It's very hard, very competitive, just like Diablo. He is level 97 and he's top 12 in the world currently. and he did a live stream. I'm not going to talk about the exact points mentioned in this video, but it became obvious even to me. I don't play Path of Exile. I don't even play many PC games, but if you are a okay gamer, even if you're not, just look at the clues that the video mentions and you're going to realize that Elon is not the person that leveled up that account. Obviously, he paid someone else to level up his account, and then he just goes on live stream so that he can flex it, so that he can say, hey, I'm not just a gamer, I'm just the best at it. And if he did this with Path of Exile 2, most likely he did it with Diablo 4 as well, and it all makes sense now. Like, to level up those accounts, you need an extreme amount of time, and he, like I said, he has 3 other companies to run. But the question that stays with me is why, you know? Like, to me, wanted to flex and to show everybody that you are just that good in video games as well, to me shows a little insecurity. And I'm Elon's fan. I respect the hell out of him, and he's winning it and live. Like I said, he's the wealthiest person on the world, so why? I don't think he's insecure, so why the need to flex it on such a stupid thing? But anyway, at least thankfully he's still a busy man and he still relaxes by playing video games. So the main message of this video still holds up. He just isn't as good as he wanted us to believe. And I ain't taking my panties off just for that. Oh, I'm rich, I have billions. Yeah, but you're not top 20 though. It's gotta be a full package. No, but in all seriousness, the key takeaway is that rest can come in the form of actively focus on something else entirely. The stigma around these activities when you compare them to work and a productive life often blinds us to their true potential. But what these critiques often miss is the nuance. You see, the real issue here isn't gaming itself, it's how we approach to it. Just as overeating can lead to health problems, overindulgence in anything can and will create an imbalance. Yet, when done intentionally and without losing focus on your priorities, all of these hobbies that require focus can be a form of productive rest. Learning to recognize what situations demand your 100% is a skill, and like any skill, it requires practice. So just to make sure that I'm clear, I'm not talking about dismissing your actual responsibilities for a hobby, but I encourage you to find a balance where refreshing actually enhances your overall performance. Just as Elon Musk's gaming habit demonstrates, even the busiest and most successful people have found value in activities that recharge your minds and souls. So, if you are like me and you are conditioned to feel guilty because your mom and your girlfriend will get furious whenever they saw you playing instead of doing your homework or something more productive, consider a change of perspective. Consider a change of perspective. You see, you are not just killing time, you are straight up using a tool that will help you refresh yourself and enhance that already awesome version of yourself. Finally, closing thoughts. 100% of your capacity all the time, it's impossible, it's unsustainable, it doesn't exist. Don't let any job fool you like that. You don't have to do it. Your hobbies are important, your distractions are important. They are as important as a good night's sleep, so just keep doing them. Almost any activity can be considered a distraction, rest, or a meditation, even gaming. I'm gonna leave you the studies below, in the description below, so that you all can take a look at them if you want. About the beginning of the video, about what I said about Reggie, I know a lot of you love Reggie, and please keep in mind that this is mostly a joke. It was like an interesting way to start the video, but I will say this. Some of the things that have made him famous, like his theatrical antics or his aggressive speech at the E3 in 2006, were entirely made by a PR team, and the tone was made by the PR team as well. Nintendo actually told him that he needed to deliver the speech like that. I don't think he really knows anything about gaming. I just think he does whatever his PR team tells him to, and just acting as if he does, like challenging Hungrybucks and making it obvious that he doesn't give a fuck, pisses me off, and that's why I think it's nauseating. At least Elon is actually a gamer, and his marketing persona is quote-unquote consistent with what he shows us. But I'm sure he's an impressive businessman. He's amazing at what he does, and actually, believe it or not, I have a lot of respect for him as a businessman and as a marketing person. His resume is actually super impressive. He worked at Procter & Gamble, Pizza Hut. He increased sales in everything that he's ever worked on. Finally, if you enjoyed this video, you will love this one. This one is actually the best video I've made so far. I think it's related with this topic, so enjoy. And if you are in the mood for something else, this is what YouTube is recommending you, which I'm sure it's gonna be like the video on Jujutsu Kaisen, which is my last video, which apparently they always recommend the last thing. But yeah, it's still good. Give it a shot and have an awesome day. Thank you. See you in the next video. Bye.